Hey everyone, welcome back. This video marks the 1-year anniversary of our journey into saltwater tank keeping. I thought that this would be a good time to review what we've learned and reflect on how far we've come. When we started this hobby a year ago, we did not realize that it shouldn't be called a hobby. This can easily become an obsession. I think it's safe to say that since we now officially have accumulated not 1 but 3 tanks in the past 12 months, each with a different purpose, we are officially hooked, for better or worse. While I expected there to be a learning curve, I did not expect a few things. I didn't expect to find that fish have personalities. I didn't expect that it would be so difficult and challenging at times, and that it would test my self-control in not randomly buying things at the fish store. It would test my willpower to keep going, my resilience in dealing with difficult things. I didn't expect to find that there can be great satisfaction in having a beautiful, healthy tank. I didn't expect to be absolutely fascinated by the smallest things. Whirlpools of water created by a power head that's too close to the surface. Snails eating on the glass. Bristleworms, which I find absolutely hilarious to watch. Corals that seem to be harder than a rock, but yet somehow still move and open their mouths and are absolutely beautiful. Each of the 3 tanks that we have has been a completely different experience, and they're all evolving differently and going through different stages, and it's really kind of cool to watch. So this has become more than just keeping an aquarium. It's an extension of myself and of our home, and I take it very personally when something goes wrong. A couple of times in the past year I did consider giving up, but I'm glad that we didn't. I'm glad that I have the support of my husband in this adventure, because I can't imagine how hard it would be to try to do this without having him on board. The amount of work and research and maintenance and money that goes into this hobby is incredible and not for the faint of heart. We made a really serious and stupid mistake earlier this year that I alluded to in my past video. We took a scoop of water out of the waste bucket and dumped it into the sump, and after doing that a couple of times we had that oh crap moment, realizing that we just put the water from the sick tank straight into the display. And it was an absolutely sickening moment. I was pretty sure that we had just killed all of our fish and that they would be dead in a week. So we took pretty drastic measures. We didn't have anywhere big enough to quarantine our blue tang that we have in the tank, that powder blue. Our lemon peel angel is very active, and so our only option was to copper treat them in the display tank. So we took out most of the sand and most of the rock and put it in a bucket and put copper in the tank, and each time that we tried to lower the copper dose, the disease would come back and it would show up first on the blue tang. So we kind of became very disheartened trying to figure out what to do, and it has been now many months of having copper safe, which is more tolerable to the fish and not as toxic, in this tank for I'm scared to admit almost 5 months at this point. It is time to fix it, and that is our goal over the next few weeks and through the holidays, is to get this straightened back out. So I just want to show you guys kind of the history and walk through some things that we've learned, and thank you guys for watching. And if you get hooked into this hobby, just know that you are in for a wild ride. Wild ride. Our 2 snowflake clownfish that we call hide and seek have actually grown a lot in the last year since we got them. They've been displaying some spawn habits. I suspected that they were spawning or trying to spawn recently, but I can't find any eggs, so maybe they're just practicing. But we also had an incident recently where the female beat the crap out of the male, so much so that I had to separate them for a minute, and we're going to work on acclimating them back together. He must have done something terrible to piss her off like that. We attended Reefapalooza in Orlando, Florida, and that was a ton of fun. We purchased this little terrorist who has killed many turbo snails and my anemone crab, which I'm very upset about. I mean, look at that face. Look at how cute he is. And he was bigger, the bigger one of the two with the giant claws, and somehow that thin striped crab destroyed him. We got to destroy some Aptasia with lemon juice. That was weirdly satisfying. There were a couple small other little Aptasias popping up though, so we had to get filefish to try and keep it in check. We got a black storm clownfish. Look at how cute he is. Look at the little guy. Yeah, he's just a baby, and he's trying to eat some stuff right now, but he has an entire 55-gallon tank to himself at this very moment, and where does he want to hang out? Up in the very top corner by the heater. Of course, that's where all clownfish hang out. Clownfish are stupid. I don't know why we buy them, but this one's cute, so I guess it's okay. Just in the last 2 or 3 weeks, we finally bought our first corals. We put them in the nano tank, which is still doing fairly well. We got a hammer coral, branching hammer, that's doing really well. We got some green star polyps, and we got what's called a mausolea, Australian mausolea. A little bit unsure if that's the correct name for it, but they seem to be doing well so far. Except for the fact that the filefish decided that he wanted to try and eat the hammer, which I thought was weird, but he is in quarantine now and he's not very happy about it. He looks longingly at the corals now and gives me the stink eye every time I try to laugh at him, but whatever. Don't eat my corals! So if we don't get this straightened out soon, here's what this is going to happen. People are going to come to my house and this is how it's going to go. Oh yeah, here's our main tank over here. If you keep turning, there's also another tank over there, but there's nothing really in it right now except for just one fish. It's mostly just a box of rocks. Actually, the other one over here kind of is too, but, you don't have to get too close to it. That one isn't looking great right now. It's got medicine in it. Around the corner, this is our other tank. This one's doing pretty well. Fallow? What does that mean? I can walk you through that later. And yeah, this is my bucket of rocks. That goes back in the big tank after that's done being medicated. That's my sand that we're going to put back in the tank. And buckets, that's just for fresh water and for mixing salt. And the big one is for actually mixing the salt water. I have to mix it before I can put it in the tank. And these are my buckets for putting water back in the tank after a water change. So yeah. Just ignore that bucket over there. There's a fish in there, but there won't be for very long. I think it's fine. The restroom is right around the corner here. Just don't mind all of these things that are on the counter. That we're having to do some tank transfer on the fish that are sick, and it's just kind of a hassle right now. But it won't be here for long. Seriously, guys, this shit will take over your life and your house. This is not normal. Maybe it is for this hobby. Oh yeah, what about the day that we almost flooded the bathroom with the moments away from flooding with the RODI unit? That was fun. So after all that, I don't know what to say. We are in it. Really, really in it. And now the corals are here, and those are really cool, and I understand it now. I didn't get it. I did not understand why people were so excited about the corals. They don't do anything. They just sit there. They're corals. No. They're actually way cooler than that. And so now we have another problem because now we like fish and corals. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. But wish us luck. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I don't know why people say that, like nobody knows how to use YouTube, but you can do that if you want to, and you can keep watching this craziness. But yeah, we'll see you next time.